Yeah, sporting greetings and welcome. Welcome. The AFCON is finally here. Yes, the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations kicked off in Rabat, Morocco with a colorful opening ceremony, and then we were treated to a beautiful game of football. Yeah, shout out to everyone joining me. I struggled to come, on this live stream today because I was hoping by this time I was going to be in Fez, hoping to cover the Super Eagles, but hey, that didn't happen. Let's see if it's going to happen. Let's see if it's going to happen on Tuesday. Fortunately, I'll be able to get in, right on time for the Nigeria-Tanzania game, but at least I'm going to be right there in Morocco. Things just went south, but we moved. Shout out to everyone joining. Remember to tell me where you're watching from. The 2025 Africa Cup of Nations is here. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what I want to talk about tonight. And I know that those of you who's been following, our countdown to the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, that I was pumped up for this one. Somehow trying to kill my shine because I was saying I feel so bad that I wasn't right there in Morocco, to see what's going on. But hey, we're here now. We'll see what we can do with the time. Give me a minute. Welcome. Tell me where you're watching me from. Shout out to everyone joining on TikTok. Shout out to everyone joining on YouTube and of course Facebook. Let's talk about the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. You saw the opening ceremony. What got you talking? Tell me, what got you talking? Did Morocco live up to expectation? They said they were going to give us something to remember. Did they do that? Oh yes, I think they did. Morocco showed everyone that it's time for Africa. I love it so much, let me see if I can get some of the sights and sounds of what went down right there in Rabat, Morocco. It was such a beautiful spectacle. They told us that look, they want to give us the biggest AFCON ever, and Morocco didn't come to play. With that opening ceremony, that stadium filled to the brim. And of course, I think about 65,000 spectators. It was the true definition of lights, camera, action. And Morocco didn't look back, But I still have a problem with the fans. I'm going to address that later. But hey, did I like what I saw? Of course I did. And look, the pictures, the African cultural heritage, what it did with all of the, the razzmatazz, the vibes. It was so good. I loved it. So much. Thanks so much to everyone joining. Don't forget to tell me where you're watching me from. We're talking about the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Yes, it has finally kicked off in Rabat, Morocco. And look, whether you like it or not, it was one to remember. Morocco told us, look, we're not here to play. And they actually gave us something to talk about right after the opening ceremony. We got into the football, and gracious goodness, on the opening day, it's like we already have the goal of the tournament. Crazy. What was Ayoub El Kaabi thinking with that outrageous bicycle kick? I love that goal. So feed your eye on that picture. Tells you the entire story of what I'm talking about tonight. The AFCON is here. I'll also touch base with the Super Eagles. There's no way I'll come here and talk sports or football, and I will catch up on the Nigerian team right there in Fez, getting ready for their opening Group C match against the Taifa Stars of Tanzania. That one should also get us talking. I'm just going to try to get into Morocco just after that match and then settle down for the game against Tunisia and of course the final group match against Uganda. That will be played on the 30th of December. So that's what's up. If you just want to be part of this, feel free to drop your comments. Don't forget, if you're coming to the live stream, like the video, drop your comments. Tell me where you're watching me from. I love it when we do this together. The 2025 Africa Cup of Nations has kicked off. It kicked off with, look at that. Just look at that picture. Just feed your eyes and see what Morocco did with the Africa Cup of Nations. I loved everything that went down today at the opening ceremony. Let me just see if I can jump on one or two more pictures there. I showed you that. There was one particular one where they made this image of Africa. I'm just trying to get it, okay, just in case I can't. Let's just leave it. Let's not stay. But anyway, this one also got me talking. The AFCON, the opening ceremony, was viewed across 150 territories worldwide. Yes! Eyes were on Africa. We said, this is our football, watch us. There was a Premier League today, but I didn't care. I stayed with Morocco. I wanted to know what's going on with the AFCON. Morocco was definitely going to get us talking. And I think they did. I was impressed. I loved it so much. So shout out to the Confederation of African Football. Shout out to the organizers of that opening ceremony. Everyone that put it together. I think they gave us a show to remember. And that's why I'm celebrating it tonight on the show. This was also, a clear testament that we can do the right things in Africa, that we can actually, keep to standards, deliver quality service. Morocco set the standard, and look, we cannot go back in Africa. This is what it is, and we just need to keep consolidating on what Morocco gave to us today at the opening ceremony. Let me just see if I can just jump on one more video from the opening ceremony. You've seen pictures, shot videos. Let me see if this one will just wrap it up, and then we will just get on with the show. Yeah, so there you have it. The 2025 African Cup of Nations kicked off today, and I love everything that went down at that opening ceremony right there in Rabat. And look, it is what it is. We can only get better with football administration and management in Africa. The final will also be played at the stadium. It's a 68,700 capacity Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium right there in Rabat, Morocco. Love everything that went down at the opening ceremony. And right after the opening ceremony, Morocco said, oh, you think you've seen anything? You haven't seen nothing yet. They gave us a beautiful game of football against Comoros. Watch.
Straight down the centre now. Numbers there for Morocco to take advantage. Salah in. Oh, that is sensational! That is glorious! The rain is falling down, but he would not be denied the most spectacular.
I love that line. He tried the unthinkable and absolutely mastered it. Ayoub El Kaabi, what was he thinking? I love spectacular goals, but not on the opening day. El Kaabi, what a moment, audacious bicycle kick to seal that win for the Atlas Lions of Morocco. Just when I was saying that, look, Comoros, remember guys, I said Comoros are my underdog, and they didn't do badly. I saw them execute the highline play so well. They didn't respect Morocco, but right after Brahim Diaz's goal, Morocco just took advantage of the play, and they didn't look back. And that's what it means that when you get into that moment, you just need to consolidate, and sustain the momentum. So shout out to Morocco, for giving us this beautiful moment. Opening day, and we have arguably the goal of the tournament. Did you miss it? Watch it again.
Straight down the centre now. Numbers there for Morocco to take advantage. Salah in. Oh, that is sensational! That is glorious! The rain is falling down.
Retain the crowd.
But he would not be denied the most spectacular finish. Ayoub El Kaabi.
Passion. Shout out to Morocco. Yeah, Morocco, we talked about it, We said Morocco would definitely get us talking at this Africa Cup of Nations. And they're saying, look, guys, brace up. We're not here to play Morocco. Wow. What a moment. I love everything about that moment. And from there, that kind of goal can deflate any team. And Comoros just said, look, nothing we can do again. But I think 2-0 is honorable for Comoros to lose to that very decent Moroccan team. Shout out to everyone watching. My people on TikTok, tell me where you're watching me from. What got you talking after seeing the opening ceremony and the opening match of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations? Morocco gave us a colorful event. They told us, look, we're going to give you guys, you know, something to remember. And they did absolutely that. And I'm saying to Africa, this is the standard. We must keep this standard because Morocco has shown us that it can be done, you know. Good planning and organizing, that is what is important. But did you also see the fans coming out there with their lasers, threatening the referee and all of that? That's one aspect that Morocco needs to fix, you know. That's one aspect that the Confederation of African Football also needs to look at and say, look, this has to stop because it's not doing any good to football development on the continent. I mean, it's some beautiful football aside from that terrible, nasty behavior that I've always called out shouldn't be existing with football in Africa. So that's what's up. The AFCON is here. It's the 35th edition. Morocco is hosting. I told you guys that it's going to be a spectacle. It's going to be one that we'll remember. Morocco, they've told us that, look, for them, they want to host the biggest AFCON that we've ever seen on the continent. So we'll wait to see. And don't forget, the AFCON is moving into a 4-year cycle. Yeah, right after the last edition in 2028. The next edition will be in 2032. So CAF, they said, look, we need to rebrand. We need to, that change is inevitable, guys. So when that came up, I was like, okay, we'll see. But by the way, this AFCON has the prize money of $10 million US. Yeah, that's what the winner, you know, we get for winning the Africa Cup of Nations. Let's see if the Super Eagles will take that home. Yeah, we'll try. We'll try. So, guys, tell me what got you talking after seeing the opening ceremony of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. After watching Comoros, yes, they lost, but there was something in there, and that's why I'm asking this question. See right there. They finished Morocco 2, Comoros 0, not that, but will this year's AFCON be a tournament of surprises? Talk to me, guys. Will it be a tournament of surprises? My people on TikTok, did you watch the opening ceremony? Did you see the opening match between Morocco and Comoros? I just want to know if it's going to be a tournament of surprises. It would be good to see, you know, some of those underdogs do something. But hey, Tanzania, behave yourself against Nigeria. Let me see my people. My people are coming into it now. Thank you so much for always showing me love. Let me see this. Good evening, Austin. Greetings from South Florida in the United States of America. That's from Bishop Joseph. Thanks so much, Bishop, for joining the live stream. Nemeka, thanks so much. You're also loyal to this stuff that we do. Bro Austin, greetings. I greet you too. Morocco always delivers, as they stated. There's no much difference from the Qatar Doha World Cup. Yeah, I agree. Beautiful opening ceremony. Fantastic scene. The infrastructure and systems in place is second to none. That's right. To know that it's right here in Africa, that's a good one. Nemeka Nicholas, Morocco's second goal is Golazo. FIFA president is highly impressed. Nice one. This is the sort of opening game we want to see. This is the sort of game that it will get everybody pumped up, get everybody talking, and I love it so much. I love it for Morocco. I love it that, yes, this is how we can get into the Africa Cup of Nations and then get everybody pumped up. I love it for Morocco because they put so much into this. Yeah, I saw that. Thank you so much. Bishop, go to buy your Morocco have done, everyone. That's it. Relax. It's just the opening game. Calm down. Let's see how far they can go. We're here. I'm here for the upset also. I like surprises, and that's why I'm asking you guys what you've seen. I thought Comoros was decent, yeah. And that's why Nemeka is saying, kudos to Comoros. The first half shows you that there's no longer a small team in Africa. Yeah, you need to bring your game plan from day one. And we saw it. Nemeka, did you see that they had their highline play on point? No respect. We're here to prove to you that it is not kick and follow football. I love it so much for Comoros. That's why I told you guys that I like the team, you know. So shout out to Comoros. Our team needs to be ruthless now again and get as much goals. But the thing about Super Eagles, when they start getting goals, much goals, they're also weak. Secondly, what about the fake penalties? It happens. Doesn't it happen? In the English Premier League, in the La Liga, in the Bundesliga. That's your interpretation. But at the time the referee and VAR looked at it, said penalty. But all things, you know, went well. We saw beautiful football. Taiwo, CAF is presently discussing with either Algeria or South Africa to host AFCON 2028. What baffles me is that Nigeria didn't even bother to bid. Bid what? We can build modern and standard stadiums too. Bid what? Please don't make me laugh, Taiwo. Greetings from Tennessee. Thanks so much, Emeka Samuel. Thanks for joining. I appreciate the love. Taiwo, in my opinion, the opening ceremony is beautiful, but I enjoy the Ivory Coast opening ceremony much more. Yeah, I like this one. I like this one because you can see that they paid attention to details. You can tell, no disrespect to what happened in Ivory Coast, but with this one, you could tell from the transitions, you know, the scenes. Yeah, it was just beautiful. It was so beautiful. You know, the performances, even with the rain, you could tell it didn't look messy because they probably planned for that, particularly with the broadcast, you know. It was on point. No, it was good. Shout out to Morocco. When it's good, it's good. Nothing, so it was a good one. I like it so much. So yeah, that's it. Morocco are telling us that, look, this is it, Africa. This is the standard. Don't go anywhere. And then the football came, and it was also beautiful, you know, aside from the penalty call that Secretary talked about and all of that. I thought it was good. I thought it was so good. Comoros turned up, you know, played good football. They didn't come to play negative football. They didn't pack the balls. They entertained the crowd. Morocco did what it did, you know, first half goalless, and I started saying, this is the style of AFCON I'm talking about. But I also wanted to see goals in it. So when Brahim Diaz opened scoring, I said, okay, here we go. I wanted Comoros to get into it, see if they can, you know, put up a fight, and then, you know, we start talking. And just when they thought they could fight, gracious goodness, this man, the audacity to go for goal with that sort of technique. How crazy El Kaabi. I don't know. Such a beautiful, magnificent, glorious, divine goal. Everyone loved it. It made a little boy cry right there. That's the passion. And we give us against Tanzania. But no pressure. But he has assured us that we're going to see goals, you know. So shout out to the Super Eagles. They're getting ready. I want to touch base with them now. But you tell me, with everything you've seen as regards the preparation of the Super Eagles, that's why I attacked this one. Super Eagles keeping faith. Today, in Fez, they concluded, I think they had just one training session on Sunday. They're looking good. Coach Eric Shell, you know, is trying to perfect tactics, formation. I'm not really talking to my sources in the team. I want everybody to, you know, concentrate. This is serious business, particularly when you're going for your first game. It's important that you go out there with the mindset that you have to win it. Very, very important to win your first group game, because that's how you build momentum, and then you find a way to, you know, consolidate on it. So I'm hoping that the Super Eagles will, you know, not just beat Tanzania, do it in a way that it will inspire confidence, that it will, you know, let them understand the mission. They need to play as a team. They also need to put fear, you know, in the minds of their next opponent, which is Tunisia. Very, very important. The way they approach that first game against Tanzania will, you know, really say a lot about how they approach the second game. And that's why I want them to, you know, not mess around with it. But I think they'll do just enough. I think they'll come through. What I've seen, what I've heard from the team, camp, everyone seems to understand this mission. Not much of a pressure, but they want to just get into it. And I think that's the mentality. Get into it, test it and see if, they can get better. So let me let you see pictures from their last training session on Sunday, and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll wrap up. I don't want to stay so long on this night. This was Super Eagles Sunday's training. Yeah, so that's what's up. Sunday training from the Super Eagles camp. You can see they're just touching the ball, they're just getting into it, and they're feeling it. Thanks so much, Shala. I see you on TikTok. What's going on, bro? It's been a minute. Yeah, shout out to everyone joining on TikTok. Guys, don't forget to like the live. Let's keep it busy. Shout out to everyone watching on Facebook. I appreciate the love. And of course, YouTube. I don't plan to stay long on this because I need to go start getting ready for my trip on Tuesday. I had to get to bed on time. I needed to also put all of this together and come meet my people because I wasn't here Saturday, because I was outside. The AFCON is here. We've been counting down, right from, I think I started the countdown from, was it 30 days to go? And now the AFCON is here. This is the 35th edition. Morocco is hosting, and they have said they want to give us the biggest AFCON that I've seen in the history of the competition, and I'm praising them for what they did with the opening ceremony. I thought it was colorful. I thought they paid attention to details. I thought they showcased Africa's our cultural heritage. Shout out to Davido, also had a good performance out there. It showed that there was proper planning and organizing into the ceremony, and that's what we want because the world was watching. And we need to show them that, look, it's time for Africa. So congratulations to Morocco for giving us a lovely opening ceremony. And then the football wasn't bad. Look, we're already talking about Ayoub El Kaabi. Just first day. Morocco, what's going on? Show some love. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Tell me what got you talking after seeing the opening ceremony and the opening game of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. I've shown you the Super Eagles in training. They are also getting ready for the Super Eagles. They're keeping faith, trying to build confidence, trying to get into it as a team. You already know that they have a new captain, Wilfred Ndidi, is also saying that, look, we're just going to go out there and give this our best. We mean business. We're not joking. We just hope that, everything that the team, wants for themselves is going to happen. But I strongly believe that they will get us talking for the right reasons. I think they will get us talking. But we just need to support them because a lot of times when I hear people talk about the team, yes, people are hurting. Yes, some people don't like the way the World Cup qualifiers went, but hey, this is a tournament, and I think that people also believe that they cannot do the redemption song with this AFCON, that it's not the same, with what they've been through, not qualifying for the World Cup. But we are here now. We just have to find a way to make sure that, we get something out of it. Shout out to everyone joining TikTok. Shout out to you wherever you are watching me. Tell me where you're watching me from. What do you expect from the Super Eagles? Watching them, do their trainings. What comes out of the camp? I've been listening to the players talking. Victor Osimhen is saying, look, we just need to come out here, give our best, restore the confidence and loyalty of the fans, so they understand that you guys are not happy with the team. They just want to see, what this competition can give. But football can be funny. That's why I'm saying no pressure. No pressure. Comoros showed us a bit of what it means, for AFCON football and small teams. And I've said it that Group C is very tricky. But on paper, if you look at the quality that we're seeing now, look, Tanzania shouldn't bother Nigeria. Tunisia shouldn't bother Nigeria. But we've seen stranger things with football, particularly when on the day the tactics and formation don't click. So I just hope that it works for the Super Eagles. I know they work so hard. I know some members of the team, I speak to them, they're not really happy with what happened, with missing out on the World Cup. But I'm not dumping that solely on them. Administration also played a role towards, that's not working for them. It is what it is. So yeah, Sas, I see you. Let me see. Yeah, thanks so much. A trophy. What we're talking about, the trophy. Who's going to talking about trophy? Nigeria will win the trophy. Dubai, I see. Yeah, I remember Osimhen's got a replica of the goal in Galatasaray. Look, Osimhen is top class. I've said it over and over again. He's arguably the number one striker in the world now. If the team plays well and everybody does what they need to do for Osimhen, he's going to definitely score goals. He's definitely going to score goals for the Super Eagles. So, guys, the 2025, I greet you to Osas. Unfortunately, I don't want to stay here so long tonight. I just wanted to come tell you guys that the AFCON is here. We always wanted it to come. Finally, it has come, and it has gotten us talking. Day one, we've seen beautiful goals, opening ceremony, colorful, beautiful, fantastic organization, one that tells us that we can do the right things in Africa. That's what I wanted to come say to you guys. Then tomorrow we can have a proper show because there are going to be some matches, right there in Morocco. Let me see them just to be sure. I thought I brought that up, but let me just have a look once again. Yeah, so tomorrow there's Mali taking on Zambia, and then we'll have South Africa going against Angola, there's Egypt against Zimbabwe. So yeah, 3 good games for us to come analyze tomorrow. Hopefully we're going to see some more beautiful goals, but that's what's up. The AFCON is here. The AFCON has come. What got you talking? I like the fact that some Nigerian football fans now, they're beginning to believe again. I like what Osasi is saying. We were underrated in 2013 against all odds. We won the cup. History is about to repeat itself again. I thought in 2023, yeah, but when we're underrated, I don't think we were. We were just very poor. We didn't start so well. And then when we picked up the other guys, I think we're complacent. And then we didn't look back. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what this one will give to us. So watch out, guys. Osas said we should watch out. We'll see. But guys, that's what's up. I've shown you the last training of the Super Eagles. I've shown you the beautiful goal El Kaabi scored for Morocco. That was the winner. Morocco went on to win by 2-0 on the opening day of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. But shout out to Comoros for giving us, something to talk about, for letting us see that Africa's football, no small team. No, there are no small teams anymore. I saw the way Comoros set up in that match, and it was clear that they knew what they wanted from it. They didn't just get the goals, and it happens. It's football. Yeah, but shout out to them. So let me see what the other teams will give to us tomorrow. But I'm confident we're going to see beautiful football. We have 3 good games, and then I'll be looking out for them. So yeah, if I have no more comments, then I think I should wrap it up. Africa is ready. Yeah, I agree, my brother. Africa is ready. We mustn't drop the standards from this Morocco. In fact, whoever is hosting the next World Cup should just get to work, get to serious work, and make sure that we surpass what we've seen with Morocco. But it's just going to be hard because Morocco, this is long-term planning. A lot of hard work, hard and smart work went into what we saw, with Morocco at the opening ceremony and sort of play also that they gave to us. But is Africa really ready? That's the big question, because it's just some parts of Africa that seem to be doing the right things. I think that's to be, holistic, collective, regional development. This person sees, this country sees what country A is doing, they emulate and then improve on it. It drops off on country C, country D, and all of that, and we keep moving. But we know that the biggest problem with Africa is leadership, and in some areas corruption, just so that we change that someday. So that's what's up. The 2025 Africa Cup of Nations has come. The Super Eagles, they're keeping faith. They're believing that, look, something might just happen for them, at this Africa Cup of Nations. And it all starts when they take on the Taifa Stars of Tanzania on Tuesday. That game will actually show if they, have everything that they've been, preparing for on point, So, and that's a good test. It's a tricky game for the Super Eagles because Tanzania, they've also put in a lot of, hard work into their football. They've prepared properly. And the Taifa Stars, look, kind of football they've been playing lately, they can hurt any team. But we'll see. On paper, they don't come close to the Super Eagles, that I know. But we've seen stranger things with football these days. So you can't afford to be complacent. You cannot go there and say, Super Eagles, we are going to beat this with that. No, we've seen stranger things with that. So that is not going to happen. Just in case you don't know, tell somebody that doesn't know that the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations kicked off on Sunday, the 21st of December 2025. Oh, it's January for what? In Rabat, Morocco. Morocco told the world that, look, this is Africa and it's our time. What got you talking? After seeing that opening ceremony, what got you talking? After seeing the beautiful football on display on the first day, the Super Eagles, they are putting finishing touches to, preparing for their first game at the Africa Cup of Nations against Tanzania. What are your expectations with everything that you've seen, what you've heard? Do you think the team is ready? Can they beat Tanzania, get in a good place to play Tunisia, and then after that play Uganda to wrap up their group campaign? It's very important to start strong so you can finish stronger. That's it, guys. I'll come back again tomorrow. But until then, that's it.